tell you, man, I can remember being 195 pounds and thinking I was a giant and going to compete, you know, and then turning pro and everything changes, and now you starting all over again, and you know, you second guess and question everything about yourself, you know, and all I could do is go by, you know, what I hear, you know, the word on the street, you know, what you hear. And so I do shows, you know, his conditioning needs to be done, his legs, his arms. So I go home and I work on that. And try to fix that. You know, I end up making myself paranoid, like, you know, well, if they say my conditioning wasn't good enough, I'm gonna kill it. You know, I'm gonna do 3 hours of cardio. I ain't gonna eat no carbs. They say I'm just lazy because of my genetic. I'm gonna show them I ain't lazy. Okay, and to speak, you know, in very plain and simple terms, I wanted to try to be ready to step on stage 4 weeks out, because 4 more weeks after that and you ready. I'm ready to step on stage 4 weeks out, and then 4 more weeks and I'm depleted, like depleted to the point of no return. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get to the show, you know, and try to drop water and stuff like that and eat, you need 10 days of eating to come back from that, right? And, you know, so what we did is we would always, let's see how this works here. Let's see how that works. We'll go to the next show, we'll try this. And people say, damn, every other show he go to is that you don't know what you're gonna get. But we had a long-term goal and a long-term plan, and I was steadfast to that, you know. And at one point, I got so annoyed with the noise. I got so annoyed with the noise that I turned the shit off. You know, like I don't even care what people say no more. And Chris told me this. He said, you know, why do you give opinions that lack credibility so much power? You know, he said, and because I would tell him, you know, I talk to Kai or I talk to Flex. He said, don't you think them guys know what they talking about? So why you worrying about what some kid on the internet that ain't never even did it before? What you worrying about what he said for? You know, so and at that point, man, you know, and like I said, fighting with anxiety and having to go to the hospital because I'm just an overload. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what's going on with me? Why is my body breaking down? They can't find nothing wrong. Oh, it's because you put so much stress on yourself, mental and emotional stress. And when you combine that with the physical stress of cardio and training and diet, it just be too much, right? And you know, and at that point, I said, you know what I'm gonna do is just do me. You know, and Chris sent me a picture. It was a few months ago. He sent me a picture of a progress pic from way back in 2013. And I said, man, when was this? I look so big in this picture. I ain't never been, because I was paranoid about condition. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, this was back in 2013. You went to the Arnold and you placed such and such. You got beat, but look at how you look, you know. And right there, I said, you know what? I'm going back to that. I'm gonna try to get big, you know, try to maintain my lines. That's what I was doing originally, you know what I'm saying? But I changed the game up, paranoid about condition.
Listening to everybody else.
But, hey, I took a moment of silence from the internet. I just tried to live normal life, take care of my kids, get to the gym, go to work, you know, do my thing, right? And I believe the lack of noise, that took care of that emotional and, you know, and psychological piece.